friends. Welcome to the final day of Starscream week, where today's figure is a little bit bigger than the others I've been looking at. And by that I mean a lot bigger. So I actually have to turn the camera around to be able to get him in shot. But today we're going to end on a high note here and take a look at the Transformers Cybertron Supreme Class Starscream. Now, right off the bat, I do have to mention, I am missing this guy's crown, but I don't care. Everything else about this figure is absolutely awesome and incredible. Now, first thing to know about this guy actually is this is a retool of a Voyager class figure from around that era. I have most of the Voyager figure. Once I can find his other tail wing, I will actually give him a separate video because there's a few differences. I'll go over those differences actually when I look at that figure. But for now, we're going to look at the big guy himself. I love this thing so much. Funny enough, I will have to say, this is a figure that I spent a long time trying to convince myself I didn't want, because I'm like, it's too big, it's a Voyager figure that they made big, I don't need that, I've already got a Voyager class Optimus Prime based off of a, Cyberverse Commander class figure, well, I don't want, an upscaled figure. You want the upscaled figure because it's really, really cool. So, yeah, as you can see, he's got his weird sort of 80s arcade game looking alt mode here. Definitely another figure that gets you the Galaga vibes, like the Studio Series guy back there that I looked at earlier. But this thing is just so stinking cool. He does actually have some working landing gear down here on the bottom. He's got a single right here and two more there. So you can put him on the ground, roll him around. Very, very clean underside, which is really nice. Great profile on him. And you can also adjust these wings. What I personally like to do is give them that little bit of angle down. Just makes it a little bit more like a Tetrajet. Really nice feature, actually. This guy, one of the things that happened in making him bigger is they reworked his Cyberplanet key slots. So, in the back here, where if I'm remembering the Voyager figure right, this is where you just had your one slot. Here you actually have two slots that just hold your planet keys. And yes, he did come with two planet keys, because he now has individual planet key ports on each arm for the weapon activation. So, I'll look at that when we get to that. Really quick, only other thing to go over, he does have little adjustable guns here. Hopefully the camera is staying at least relatively in focus. The joys of having to turn the camera around and sit way far away from it. But yeah, you do have these little cannons here you can rotate. They go about 90 degrees in, range. Then right up here you do have a little button on top of this shoulder post, which will get you just some little shooty sounds and some flashing lights. So, transforming this guy, really, really simple. It's kind of the advantage of these big figures. It doesn't take a complex transformation to get something drastic. So, first thing I like to do is go ahead, grab these side pieces that are very noticeably about to become the arms, and just bring them out. That one click. Sometimes that will happen. There's just two pegs here that these weapons are on. They just clip back on. So, yeah, if you pop those off, don't worry, they just snap back on. I do that all the time by accident. But you want to do that. Then, the hardest piece of the transformation here is you have to get the legs to come slightly down in the front and then get them apart. So, usually the best way to do that is actually kind of grab him like this and rotate. And eventually here you'll get things to come apart enough you can start bringing it all out, which makes a massive bit of racket while you do, which is just half the fun of this figure, is how loud he is. Come on. Worth noting, yes, after all the years of this figure being around, he still has some really tight, really strong ratchet joints there. I know these leg ones aren't clicking super loud, but they're still doing a great job of holding things in place. But anyway, you're going to do that. You're going to take the tip of the jet mode here, fold that all the way back. It doesn't peg in, it just sits there. Come up to the feet here, going to bring down the heels, then fold up this spike, which will reveal the mold there for the toes. I know my lighting's not the best for this. Unfortunately, there's not a good way to do lighting for something like this. But go ahead, flatten out the feet. Take this whole front section here, bring it down, and I think there's either something tabbing in there that I'm not seeing. Oh, there is. So that answers that. It's a little hard to show on camera here, but this little piece sticking out here has a ridge on the side of it that is plugging in right there above his butt. So you do that, comes down, locks in place, reveals the head for you. I have already partway unpegged that. But just come to the bottom of these sections here. There's a little hole right here in the back of the forearm. You just unpeg it there. Then there's a little tab here that will come up and peg in there to lock the arm in place. Same thing over here, bring that down. Peg it in. Bring his arms down, and as you do, you will straighten them out as well. And then, technically optional for the transformation, set him down here because he's just getting too big. But you'll come to the back section right here that I'm trying to get the camera to focus on, and actually split this section here, fold them forward, and then rotate them all the way down and around. And they'll sit there nice and out of the way to give them a little bit cleaner look. And there you have Supreme Class Starscream in his robot mode. Or also called King Starscream, since, you know, he came with the thing. I'm going to try and adjust my light here on the fly a little bit. I apologize if it gets bad here. My setup is not equipped for such figures. You know, I'm just going to get rid of this one, and that's too harsh. Come on. Doesn't help that I literally have a sun setting like rapidly behind me. So, yeah, I know this video is a little bit jank to look at. Sorry. But yeah, here we have Starscream, the big boy. This thing is so stinking cool. Posability on him is actually really good for something this size. Legs can go forward, basically all the way. You can also go back more than all the way, actually. If I bring his arm out of the way, he can do the full splits. There's a rotation right there, just above the knee. He's got full range of articulation in the knee. Very loud ratchet joint. The knee will even go back, or technically bend backwards one click if you need it to. I'm trying to keep the focus working here. You can adjust the foot angle. It only goes down, unfortunately. There's no forward, but again, you get those nice ratchets. There is full range of motion on the shoulders. However, I'm not going to move them all the way yet. You'll see why. I have to go adjust my lighting again because the sun is literally setting that fast. 1 second. Okay, back from that. But yeah, there's a reason I'm not moving his arms up all the way. We'll get to that soon. But he does also have a ratcheted elbow bend there. Shockingly, nothing at the hands, actually. That's one of the things that I know some people that really makes them mad. Most figures this big do have, like, some kind of hand posability. Here, when you look at the hand, it literally looks like they just took the normal peg hole from the Voyager size version of this guy and put a little insert in there to, get it back to the 5mm size. But, he can hold 5mm weapons if you want. And then the head is on a swivel. And don't let my camera's angle fool you. My tripod's not quite tall enough. He does look very fine straight over his chest, but my camera's a little bit short, so it looks like he's having to peek over his chest. So, already, that all really cool. But, next thing you do is bring in his 2 Cyberplanet keys. He's got a special golden Earth key that came with them. And then just a basic Decepticon Planet X, whatever they were calling it at that point, key. And there are ports up here on the top of his shoulders. So for the left arm, you get a flip-out purple Energon sword. And then on the other side, you get a big flip-out gun. And obviously, the sword doesn't do much just sitting here being a sword, but when you start articulating the arm, there's actually a sound effect once the arm gets past a certain point, and it does work both directions. Hopefully you can hear that over the ratchet that's also going on there. But you've got that on this side. Go ahead and put that away. Then on the other side, you get this gun, which, again, bring it up high enough. Makes a sound, and it's a very weird sound. Yes, his little shoulder lights here are flashing. Also, no, the sound that button makes does not ever change. So, but you've got that, and then if I can find the mechanism for it, so I'm at a bad angle here. Oh, back here. There's a little black lever back here. As you push it forward to actually fire the missile, these little black tendrils open up. Which, that's already cool. It kind of reminds me of the Energon Shock Blast figure. So, oh, and before I forget, it doesn't work while his arms are completely straight, because the chest sticks out a little bit. But if you have the arms angled back or forward, so much as a single click, 1 second, get that back in here, you do still have that one click out shoulder joint, but when they're, like I said, when the arms are straight up, it can't quite go because of the chest, so you have to forward, then out, which looks really great. There's a lot of details that are actually kind of hard to show on camera, even if I had a setup that could compensate for this guy. Because, like, these sections here on the shoulders, that's actually a really dark, clear red. So there is, like, there's a little bit of, extra... It looks like there's some molded detail down under there, but either way, still that being clear red makes it really catch the light and look awesome. Overall, yeah, this figure is stupidly cool. I love this thing so much. I'm not fussed if I get his crown or not, though obviously, yes, it would be cool if I got the crown. Though, truth be told, if I get his crown, I'm then going to have to go find someone who could make me like a big billowing purple cape for him to wear. But, yeah, this thing is insane. I love the absolute heck out of it. I cannot recommend it enough. Yes, it's going to murder your shelf and take up most of it, but he's so worth it. He's so stinking cool. Just get this thing. If you love Starscream in any way, shape, or form, this is one of the quintessential Starscreams to get. No, it's not the most posable thing ever. There's a few things that are kind of weird it doesn't have because of the whole, made bigger reverse Willy Wonka TV gadget, whatever going on. He's so cool. He's so fun. You owe it to yourself to track this thing down and get him. So, on that note, thank you guys for watching. I have a few more week of things I'm thinking about doing. We'll see if I go straight into them or space those out a little bit. Also, yes, there will be more Starscream weeks coming up because I have a lot of Starscreams. Last I counted, I'm only missing, I want to say 5 versions of Starscream. Without getting into the weird garbage, Build to Rule or something. So, yeah, a lot more Starscream goodness to look at. And, yeah, I'm excited about that. So, I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.